did it.
We did it. Oh, we
It's
absolutely
easier
did.
when there's only 2 people. Ooh, this
For
feels good
sure.
too.
It does. It really does because it's hot out here.
I usually do it like further up so I don't really feel it.
Oh, this is nice. You should feel it. But hello and hello and hello. Welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where you can always come here first to quench your reality thirst and where we put the real and the tea in reality. I'm your girl Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. Today I am drinking A&W root beer because, yeah, I love me some A&W root beer. And so I'm drinking it, period. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I'm drinking it, and that's what we got. But if I wasn't drinking A&W root beer, you know, I would probably be drinking something out of my cup mug, period. And you can get all your cup merch and things at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. And yeah, period. The link in the description below.
Mhm. And I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I'm wearing one of my absolute favorite international queens. It is the one and only lip sync assassin. It's Tace from Drag Race UK, and most of the actual like imagery is on the back. Let me see if I can turn around without.
Oh, turn it, turn it.
There we go.
There we go. Look at that.
And you all got to see my butt. You're welcome.
Just you, and I say thank you. I
Okay.
say thank you.
And I was drinking a pineapple mango lemonade from Wendy's, but I finished it, so I poured in some water. So now I have ice water from Wendy's, except not really from Wendy's.
I mean, sure, it could
The
be from
ice is
Wendy's. The ice is from Wendy's, so the ice and the water together is from Wendy's. But enough about the water and the ice, because that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Drag Race France. Yeah, Drag
from.
Race France, episode 6. I know, this is going to be a sad, sad
Yes.
day for David, and I am glad that I can be here to comfort you and make you feel better. It's not the end of the world,
Mhm.
and I'm sure this is not the last time we will
Yeah,
see this. We'll see. But before we jump all the way into that, let's talk about the episode
let's do it.
because this episode was actually pretty decent. This episode was actually pretty good
Yeah,
for I kind of enjoyed this episode.
I did too. I mean, it had highs and lows,
Mhm.
but even the lows, I think, were handled very well. So we'll get more into that later.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like how the episode started off. We have the
Mhm.
queens coming in, and it seems like Cookie is a little disappointed that she hasn't had a chance to reconcile with Ginger or like explain herself
Mhm.
because Ginger seemed kind of mad
She
at
was a little
Cookie.
upset. She was a little upset.
Yeah, so I respected that Cookie like wanted to get that resolved, and I'm sure they have since.
Mhm.
But that's an important thing to note that she was that was still on her mind because a lot of people would just be like, whatever, forget her.
Right.
So it made me respect Cookie a little bit more.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was like that was really really nice, nicely handled.
Hmm.
And I was like, that was really, and it just felt very classy of Cookie to be like, I wish I could have ended things better, well, came to a resolution, at least made up or something, mended some fences. But like you said, I think they probably did after the show, which is
Yeah.
great. I'm sure there's water under the bridge for both of them. They seem like two mature adults that's like we had a moment and now we're
Hmm.
over it. So
Yeah,
that was
I
good.
agree. And Cookie's really growing on me now, so I'm kind of glad that she's here.
Mhm.
Especially for this episode. Like we would have
Mhm.
missed out on some things from her. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a really good top 6.
Yeah, it is a really good. I still can't believe we already at 6. I'm like,
I
wow, it just
know.
seems so wow. But yeah, we're top 6. And so we get to, of course, they're talking, and then the happens. I love that. It's
It's
one of my
great.
favorite things. And so that happens, and Nikki comes on the screen and is talking about what possibly the next challenge is going to be. And they're like,
She
wait.
says, "Do you want to take a pop quiz?" And they're all, "No."
No,
She's like, "No."
no,
It's funny because, like, that's pre-recorded,
pre-recorded.
but she still knew the answer was gonna be no.
Nobody wants to be like, yes, give me a pop quiz ever. Nobody says that. Nobody's like, no. She was like, no. Well, here's one anyway. I love it. And so then, of course, we want the key. We want the key. We want the key. And Nikki comes out looking fantastic, by the way. I
Mhm.
don't, you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Sometimes I prefer Nikki out of drag than I do in drag.
Ooh, and boy, is this an episode where I
Yes. Yes.
wait.
Yes. And I knew it. Once I saw it, I was like, ooh, the panel is going to have a good time eating her up this week.
She should be glad there's only 2 of us.
I believe if certain people were here, the choppity chop chops would
Oh,
probably come
yes.
out for this week's episode. Look, I was like, no,
This
Nikki.
was just a charity episode for Nikki. She's like, "I wanna make these other girls feel as good and as beautiful as possible, so I'm gonna set the bar down
Low, low.
low."
It's like the second she walked out on that runway, I was like, she gonna get ate up this week.
We're getting way too ahead of ourselves,
I'm
though.
way too ahead of ourselves, but my God. But I thought Nikki in the workroom looked
Mhm,
fantastic. I was like, I love this whole look, this outfit, the spot. She
mhm.
just looked really good. I was like, okay, Nikki. I love it.
I
I
agree.
loved every second of her look in the workroom. Let's be clear.
I agree.
In the workroom.
And you
um,
don't see hats like that kinda hat on the host very often, so
right. It was
usually it's like
really
a
good.
fashionista hat, and she's like, "No, I'm gonna put on a normal hat backwards."
Backwards. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, Nikki. Sure. I was like, if I need to, Nikki, like, I can bro it up a little bit, put the bro hat on for a minute. Like, I kind of loved it. I kind of liked that. Um, so then we go into the mini challenge, and we get introduced to. Okay, now you know who the guest was because I can't pronounce
Um,
remember the name.
I can't either. Man,
Oh man, this is the part where I was like, I should have remembered who this guest was, and I forgot her name so quickly. And I knew it when I said it. I was like, I will remember this. And now I'm drawing a blank, and I am so sorry. I am so sorry for this person whom I forgot. Okay, let me think back into my
not you pulling a Kiki Palmer.
right. Sorry to this man. Oh, sorry to this. I'm sorry to this man. I just don't know you. And this is just me having one of those. This has been a crazy weekend for like
Mhm.
everybody,
Oh, yeah.
and so I did not take the notes that I should have taken to watch this episode because I literally woke up the morning and was like thinking. I woke up Friday morning thinking I had to do France,
Oh, no.
and so I watched France and I watched Mexico and I was like, okay, watch them all so I know I have them, and I was like. No, silly, you don't have to watch France yet because you can do France later. But I'd already watched it, so
Mhm. And I'm looking on the, Drag Race wiki, and I cannot find the name of this person. So please let us know in the comments, and please
please,
let us know what you know about them, because I know nothing about this
I know
person.
they're a singer of
Hmm.
some sort. And oh man, the name wants to come at me because I said I was going to remember. But anyway, I'm so sorry. That's on me, not on y'all. That's on me. But she comes in and she is doing her thing, and they have to lip sync live. So we're like, oh, okay. And they have to lip sync whatever she says and whatever she does. And that's what they were going to do. So that was the mini challenge. And let me bring in Will, who is here with.
Oh, hi,
But
Will.
this is totally familiar.
Maybe you can help us out because we don't know the name of the person that was.
Okay,
The guest.
so
Bila.
Bilal Hassani.
Bila. Okay, yes,
Bilal
that's the name.
Hassani. I'm about to do some research right now.
We already got it. Bila. Yes.
Representing Eurovision in 2019 with their song Roy, finishing in 16th place.
Period.
Born to a Moroccan family from Casablanca. And Hassani is genderqueer, uses she, her, and he, him pronouns, and has also appeared on this program before as part of the Slash Game. She was also a guest judge for the Slash Game last season, so that was amazing. It's great to see her again.
Period.
And it's great to see her in real life and not my Sims game because she did partner with the Sims at one point. So,
Well, good.
Well,
good.
do you want to introduce yourself since you didn't get to do an intro yet?
okay, well, just says Virgo Vixen of New York, Keiona Revlon and Mami Watta stand accounts, and I am drinking water, specified by the filter. But I do have my cup mug, even though it's a little empty. But how about I add a little?
There we
Oh, this ain't
go.
working.
That's okay.
Once again, we all got our cup mug.
Because
You
all
should
the cool
too.
kids have one.
And all the cool kids will be also receiving a cup bottle at some point too.
We'll talk about that in just after we were just finished the recording. So, yes. So great. Thanks, Will. And so they had to live lip sync. So they had 15 minutes to get into pop star drag, and they went through. It was a fun mini challenge. It was a fun mini challenge. We just saw them lip syncing. Mami Watta was like, I don't know this song. I don't know her music.
They were all trying to get the words from Cookie. They
Cookie was like,
words.
Cookie was like, I'm not telling. It's like, you know these words. She's like, I'm not saying anything. I was like, oh, yes, competition. It's like, this is a competition. I ain't got to tell you my secrets. And so Mami Watta was like, you could help me a little bit, Cookie.
I would have given her some fake lyrics or lyrics to another song from another performer as kind of a gag.
Not a saboteur.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Will might know. We've never seen a challenge like this where they have to lip sync to a song that they don't know.
That's not even out yet.
Right.
By the way.
Right.
And the person could be switching it up and creating whatever words they want since it's live. Like, I'm pretty sure that we've never seen anything quite like that.
This
but
is
I
something
actually
different.
Really liked it.
I enjoyed it because this is something different. You know, the song hasn't been quote unquote licensable just as of yet, I guess. As of that very moment when they were filming, I guess the song wasn't released by the time of filming, but it probably has been since now, I guess. That I need to research. But this is a fun mini challenge. This is very different. This is very different for like the show, for the franchise in general. France is pushing different. France is pushing out all these creative, fun, different mini challenges that we really get to see on any other franchise that we are watching at the very moment.
Yeah, I think the mini challenges have been so fun. Like, it's usually I just do not care about the mini challenges, and it's kind of like, let's get this over with. But I've just been having such a fun time watching these because they're all so low stakes. They're all just about the queens being silly. They don't have to take anything too serious. And yeah, it's been a great time. And honestly, if I was watching this and did not know that the queens didn't know the words, a lot of them might have fooled me because they were keeping up. I don't know how.
Well, I was
it's kind of like that method like watermelon. Topeka, Kansas, Mami Mumu, Mami Mamu, whatever that was.
Yeah, we might need to pull out that Monica Beverly Hills soundbite that we got. because not a soul could clock some of these people not knowing the song. I would say the only person for me that stood out as maybe not knowing the lyrics, and it could have to do with a language barrier slightly, was Moon.
Mhm.
And Moon usually is the highlight of the mini challenges for me. So I think maybe her energy in this mini challenge might have been the first sign
Mhm.
that Moon wasn't in the right headspace, because I just wasn't getting that same goofy, like over the top energy from her. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else caught on to that.
Yeah, I didn't really pay much attention. I just felt like I was like, I don't know if it was because she was not in the best headspace, or if she just didn't know the words and it was like she just couldn't keep up. I didn't put the two and two together. I probably could have and should have, but I didn't. But it was, I think people did really good. I thought it was fun.
They did their best with what they had.
Right. I mean, how hard is it to lip sync to a song you don't know and you've never heard before?
Mhm.
It's crazy. But yeah, it was it was fun. I enjoyed watching it. I will say I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was cute.
Mhm.
But
It was too close to call the winner for me
for
personally.
me too, because I kind of felt like three people could have been the
Yeah.
winner at this point. But it was close, but they did choose a winner, and they chose Punani as the mini challenge winner.
Fair enough. I mean,
Fair enough. She
good
was
for
one of the
her.
people I thought did good. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Was it also Keiona and
yes,
Mami
yes.
Watta? Okay, yeah, those were
Those are
kind of
three
the
that stood
three
out for
stands out.
me.
Yeah, I was surprised Cookie wasn't one of them, since she apparently knows the words to it a bit more.
Apparently.
Maybe she was just making that up, making it look
Maybe.
like she knew the
In
words.
their
But
heads.
in their heads, Cookie was getting in their minds. And I was like, okay,
Interesting.
interesting, mommy. It's interesting, Miss Mamas. I see you. But okay. But yeah, I thought it was cool. It was good. That was fun. But then we get to the announcement of the Maxi Challenge. And it was a time ball.
Mhm.
A time ball.
Going back in
Going
time.
back in time, and the present and the future and all kind of.
Yeah.
I'm,
Well, they
I'm
didn't
right,
do the
right?
present. It was
No,
past,
it was
future, and
past,
then
future,
past
and
again.
right.
And we had to go back to the past.
I mean,
That's where I'm from.
we
I
appreciate the
expected
past.
it to be past, present, and future, so
Me
it kind of threw
too.
me off.
I was like, not the future.
Well,
No past.
it
Because if I
didn't.
remember the last time we did like a time theme ball, this is back. Nah, let me not make references this time
Go
because.
ahead, because I don't remember.
Okay, so it was back in España, back in season 2, back when the show used to be good.
Oh.
So it was 10th century, 20th century, and the look they had to create was supposed to be based off of the 30th century, which hasn't happened yet.
Oh, that's actually kind of cute.
Mhm.
That's actually kind of cute. I wish they would have. I would have thought maybe I'll see that. But yeah, I thought that was cute. But yeah, past, present, and like, was it past or did they say like somebody who inspired you?
Yeah, it was like basically people who inspired them from the past, and
Mm-hmm.
then their vision of what their future drag would be,
Mm.
and then they had to make things straight out of like a 90s or 2000s teenager's bedroom.
Bedrooms.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it was supposed to be kind of like a prom look.
Like
But
high school prom. Yeah, it was supposed to be high
yeah,
school
I don't
prom.
think many of them actually went for a prom, or at least not what I would associate a prom look being. But
That's yeah. I thought it was a cute idea. I thought it was a cute idea, and I was like, okay, that's cute. Let's see how this works. Let's see how this turn out. Let's see how this come. So, do we have much talk in between?
well, we have the part where Punani, since she won the mini challenge,
Mm.
she gets I think 10-second head start, or was it 15?
Right.
Yeah, like 10 seconds. Yeah.
To grab supplies. So she started going for a lot of fabrics. And then I think she started going for accessories. And then all the other queens just went for it. So it's always kind of fun.
They told that whole set up. I was like, y'all better.
Is that how they look on Project Runway as well?
They do that stuff, yeah. I mean, this past season of Project Runway, which I'm watching, well, not past, but the season that's on right now, they just did that with a jean challenge. And like Christian Soriano had all the jeans in his store, and then they had to go grab as many jeans to make a full jean look. And when I tell you that storeroom that they had all these jeans set up was empty by the time they finished, they gave them like a minute and they just grabbed and grabbed and grabbed. It was not a jean left on the shelf, and it was a lot of jeans. Be sure to check out our Project Runway at the Cup, our Project Runway podcast on the Cup TV. Slide on over there and check out that channel because we do talk about Project Runway. Period. Good segue. But yeah, they do that. But yeah, they told that set up, and I was like, that seems about right. That's what you need to do.
Sara Forever even took a mattress.
A mattress.
A mattress. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gonna get a pad. Yay!
It's so fun. Oh, I loved it. And Nikki comes in, of course, to check out what everybody's gonna do. And she goes to Sara and was like, and you got a mattress? And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna make it like after prom-ish. I don't know. She was like, she gets stood up for prom, so she comes home early, or I don't know. I was like, sell your story, Sara.
Right. And we've seen a few looks over the years where somebody has kind of a mattress behind them and they have the illusion that they're sleeping on it. So it can be done.
It can be done.
But those people are not designing it in the workroom with an actual mattress. So that's where I'm like, this is a big undertaking, Sara.
Bit ambitious. And
I think you realized that at some point.
Yeah, because that mattress, I'll say this now, did not make the runway. So if you hadn't seen this and you're looking to see a mattress when we go over these looks, you're not going to see it because Sara was like, absolutely not going to work. Absolutely not going to work. And I'm like, yeah, no. But speaking of that, is there anything else before we jump into these looks? Because
yes.
Go ahead, David.
I was going to say France has been the season. France season 2 has been the season of trauma talk. How could you forget?
Oh my God. I am trying to not be traumatized every week by France, but it is not happening. Yes, let's go into trauma talk. Oh my gosh. I think we need a banner for that trauma talk because trigger warning, just in case you don't want trauma talk. Like, France has definitely, you're right. France has definitely been the season or the franchise that has been giving the most like dramatic, vulnerable, eye-opening talk. Heavy. So heavy. And
heavier than that mattress would have been on Sara.
Oh my God, way heavier than that mattress for sure. Like this one, so they were talking about how they don't feel safe in places when they go out. They were like, we just want to be out with our partners,
of course,
like normal people, and just hold hands and have PDA. But we can't do that because people feel so threatened by me just living my life and trying to be happy. Right. And
it even starts out with Mami. She was telling Nikki about how she went to prom and she was asked to leave just because she was dancing. Like she wasn't even in drag.
That's because she was just getting down to Runway by Rihanna. Like, come on now.
Yeah. And she was just twerking, and I'm like, you gonna send her out the door for dancing? Ain't that what you do at prom?
Right.
Literally.
You go to prom.
I think it just made some adults too uncomfortable seeing somebody who's supposed to be a guy.
Yep.
There's like twerk circles everywhere around on the dance floor. This is speaking from personal experience for somebody who only experienced middle school prom. Because let's be real, my high school prom would have been even more intense. Side note, the pandemic. Yeah.
Well, my prom was 20 years ago. Literally.
Yeah, my prom was a long time ago. So, but I do think and it's so crazy, but like proms and people dancing happens all the time. And yeah, wait, before we get into our trauma talk, we need to bring in someone who's very special and dear to my heart. Before we start getting very deep and heavy, I wanted to be light and fluffy and airy.
This standpoint,
That's what you came in, baby.
Yeah. Right at the start.
But
right.
that's okay. Introduce yourself because that's what we do.
Oh, hi. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I literally just got back from traveling and walked in the door and said, I'm on a podcast. Today, I'm drinking fruit punch. It has caffeine in it. Are we surprised? No.
Well, we're glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
And yeah, we're talking about the trauma of it all that came up in France. It was heavy. But yeah, Mami Watta was saying how she was put out of prom for literally dancing. And I'm like, what is this, Footloose? We supposed to dance at prom. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You got
if Rihanna is gonna be playing on the dance
it's
floor,
Rude Boy. What you supposed to do? Stand there like, come on, girl, Rude Boy. No, you gotta twerk on Rude Boy. That's what you do. And I'm just like, it's so crazy to me that I'm like, you put her out for dancing because she
couldn't get a warning.
Right, like, hey, calm down. Or you getting too it's too sexual. But like and in this moment in high school, a teacher could be like, hey, you're too sexual, you're too close, and they had to be like, okay. But to put her out for dancing at a prom is insane to me.
Like at most school functions, they will at least give you a few warnings. Be like, all right, y'all, let's not get too crazy.
Right.
They just don't go, nope, you're done.
Well, I was going to say, didn't she do her, like, equivalent of high school in the Ivory Coast? And it wasn't in France?
Right.
So
sure.
my mind immediately went to cultural differences.
Yes.
That's where I went immediately, and I don't know what that culture is like. So
that is true.
I mean, regardless, it's an unfortunate situation. It's just like
that is very true. I mean, we don't know I can kind of guess how strict certain cultures and certain regions are when it comes to being outwardly flamboyant, outwardly just, it's some places that's just not acceptable. And it's unfortunate because it's like you're chopping off people and their happiness because you don't like something and you decide what's not acceptable or what's not good. And somebody's like, this is what I love and this is what makes me happy. But then the conversation shifts not just from being put out from dancing, but actually having physical harm done to them. And it just went around like wildfire. Everybody was like, I got beat up this time. Yeah. I got beat up this time. I got beat up. It started because Keiona was like, I almost got beat up. I almost got jumped by somebody on a train. And then it was
she had to be quiet.
Right. She had to be quiet. She had to bring down.
She didn't want to out herself as being a man.
Right. So she didn't say anything because she was dressed in drag. So she didn't say anything so people would think she's a man. So she didn't say anything. And then Punani says, I got beat up. And then Sarah says, I got beat up. And then Cookie was it Cookie?
I know Moon said that she got pulled out of a bathroom once.
Yeah, it was Moon. I was like, the crazy part is, as much as I'm like, are you kidding me? This is so stupid. It's more common than not. And it's
still going on today.
That's what I'm saying.
Kitty
Space literally left this competition and put up that she got beat up. So I'm like, this is still happening. Not that this is brand new, But the fact that we can't just accept people to do their own thing without feeling threatened that you got to beat somebody up, like what? Why?
Um,
What is that person standing there in drag doing to hurt you personally?
this is also a thing making me think of how very recently we lost O'Shea Sibley
Yep.
because based on the fact that he was a black queer man who was voguing the house down to Beyonce
At a gas
in a
station.
parking lot at a gas station. What makes you think somebody serving soft and cunt and living their best life makes
Just-
it deemable for murder?
It's such a sad thing. I'm like, people are just living, and that's all they want to do is live and be happy, and it's not hurting you physically. They're not coming over you telling you, "Hey, come." O'Shea didn't walk over to that boy and say, "Hey, come dance with me." Ooh, ooh. He didn't go up to them and vogue with them. He didn't make them vogue with him. He was enjoying himself with his friends. I'm sure all of these queens on this show didn't go over to the person and say who decided to beat them up and say, "Hey, I'm," and doing something physically to them to make them retaliate and hitting them. No, you just did that because of your own insecurities and your own stupidity, and that is so absolutely stupid. I hate it with my whole heart. I'm like, people, relax. You don't have to deal with it. You don't like it, don't look at it. You don't want to be around it, then go somewhere else.
It's not that we're forced. It's not like we're forced to get back at the votes. Like,
Nobody is.
it's like these straight people are saying we're doing it.
Nobody is. But we don't have a problem. But it's the same people, and I'm gonna out my own people. It's the same Christian folks who want to stand on street corners and preach to everybody as they walk down the street and actually harassing people. You need to do this, you need to do that, but you won't let the drag shows host a brunch or read to the kids in the library because it's tainting the children. No, you are doing the same thing that you're calling them out on. You're the one tainting people, or you're the one trying to get people to do something that you don't want them to, that you want from you. All they trying to do is read a book. That's literally all they trying to do. Go to the library and read a book to the kids.
Right, like let little Michaela in her angel costume read us I don't know, Jack and Jill, or If You Get the Mouse a Cookie, or Berenstain Bears.
It's beyond me to think that we are the ones shoving our beliefs down people's throats, but then want to turn around and say, "Don't shove what you do down our throats." How about this? If we don't want to listen, because we also say they don't have to listen to us. Guess that's true. They don't have to listen to you when you preach on the corner. They can continue to walk. And you don't have to go into the drag show because it's happening. You could just keep on walking. You don't have to look at the couple standing in the park holding hands because you could just keep on walking. You don't have to look at O'Shea dancing in the parking lot. You could just keep on walking.
You don't have
That's
to
my period.
you don't have to try to make competition with Keiona. Like, leave her alone, let her live, and let her get to her gig from point A to point B.
It's basically leave people alone, honestly and truly and clearly. Leave people alone, let them live their life. I know I did a whole lot of talking in that moment. So David and Logan, if y'all want to jump in, please feel free, because I didn't talk a whole lot. So
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously, like, it's very important that these stories are being told. And especially in a country where, as we learned a little bit from season 1, is not really all that safe for queer people, at least just from my perspective of it. Unfortunately, like, it's just hearing the same stories over and over again, and like, I'm gonna be vulnerable and honest. I'm just kind of jaded to it at this point. It's like, it's horrible that it's happening, but it's just like, we hear the same damn shit all the time. And I don't mean that in a negative way. And I don't mean that to discredit anybody's stories or experiences, because they're all valid. It's just like, I'd like to not live in a world where I'm constantly hearing about my siblings being mistreated in the world. Like, that's just, at the end of the day, that's just where I'm at with it. And I'm just like, and there's definitely a level of privilege to me being able to say that in the first place. So, and I'll be the first to acknowledge it. But yeah, I'm happy these things have been shared and continue to be shared.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was a pretty heavy episode, and I think the hardest thing is that I've really grown attached to these queens, but I think it's so important that we see people that we already have a connection with and we hear these stories, because it's so often that we hear these stories about people that we have no like relationship or understanding of who they are as a person, and not everybody is able to actually like feel empathy for people that they don't know. So I think it's so
Mm-hmm.
important that people are watching this, and we don't know the people from Drag Race France, but we know them a lot more than these nameless people, or people who are just a name, I should say. So I think it really helps um, broaden people's perspectives to what's going on in the world, and really puts a burden on your heart to actually care in a
Mm-hmm.
way that may not come easy. So I really appreciate that. And that's why I'm glad that we're still getting these stories, even though they're very hard to hear.
Yeah, very true. It is hard, but the more we talk about it, the more that story comes out. Maybe more people can get some understanding about maybe not being such total creeps and jerks and being mean to people for no reason at all. It's
Mhm.
not necessary, and we should get on. We should move past a whole lot of stuff. Mind your business. I think that is the
Mhm.
whole lesson. Let people live
Just
their
like
life.
Brittany and Will.i.am said.
Mind your business. Period. Just mind your business. But then we, of course, now we're definitely going to move on into the runway because that's where all the things happen.
Oh,
The ball. The ball, the ball, the ball.
First category, la category es Héroïne de passé. You know, heroines of the past.
Look at Will translating. Don't we love it? Don't we love it? Work. But yeah, let's get into our first look. Sara Forever. I'm gonna let y'all go first because
I like it.
mm-hmm.
I don't really care what anyone else has to say. I think this was fun. I thought this was very different, but also something that I am not surprised came out of Sara Forever. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it.
Wait, are there people who don't like this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just sharing my very positive opinion. I don't know anymore.
I'm about to say, go ahead, David.
I like it.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I think this might be my favorite thing she had in this episode. So I do know the character because there's a movie about Colette with Keira Knightley, and I watched it a few years ago, and it was such a good movie. Like, it was way better than I expected. Like, learning about this lesbian poet, I think she was, or author, I'm not sure. But so seeing like this homage to her, I really appreciated it. And even with the writing on the puffy sleeves, like she took like a pretty signature type of look for her and then really dragged it up. So I thought this was a great look for Sara.
Mm-hmm. Will.
I don't mind the look. Obviously I never heard of this character before, but she just seems like a lovely lady. At first I had an issue with the wig, but now I actually don't, since I think that it's an old school reference, of course. It's a beautiful garment. Enjoy the tie. I love the pearls on it. Love the puff sleeve as usual. This is not that bad.
I love this look. So I was like, when you were like, I don't care what nobody's. I'm like, who disagrees, baby? Because I agree 100%. I love this.
I've seen some people online that don't like it. That's why I was
Really?
like, I don't know.
Wow.
Well, they need to get cultured.
Right, get cultured people, because this is a beautiful look. It's an ode to Miss Colette, which I did see the same movie, David, that you saw,
Mhm.
and I thought it was spot on. She looked so great. I love the writing on the sleeve that you put such detail into the sleeves and on the. It's like, because she could have just easily wore a puffy sleeve and that would have been it, and it still would have been great. But the fact that you put the detail in writing her words on the sleeve, it's like, okay, Diva, I see you work. It's good. Her face is great. I kind of just, when she walked out, I was like, you work, mama. You work. Like, period. Do the thing. Love it. Scores.
90.
I gave this an 83.
This is also getting a 90.
This is full for me because I loved it.
Work.
I thought it was great. Miss Cookie Kunty.
Cookie Kunty inspired by her grandmother, bitch.
Her grandmother.
Mother bitch.
Go ahead, Logan.
I love it.
Mm.
I love it so much.
Mm.
I love it. It's so good. I mean, I have one issue, and I think it's the fabric that the dress is actually made out of. Because especially in this photo, and you can see it a little bit on the runway, the seams seem to be puckering a little bit. I don't, but otherwise, like, it's gorgeous. She's stunning. What else is there to say?
Well, what there is to say is that Logan's wrong. No, I'm not saying that, but I do not see the flaw that Logan sees. Like, I see nothing wrong with the fabric or the seams. I think this is really, really strong from her, and there's nothing that I can nitpick. I mean,
oh no, the seams are definitely puckering.
I mean, I
Those
can
aren't
see the
those aren't
seams,
wrinkles. Those aren't wrinkles. Those are the seams puckering.
Okay, well, if you say so. Either way, it
But it's
still
not
looks
still good.
gorgeous to me. Like, it's not even my type of aesthetic on Drag Race, but she really made it work. Like, Cookie's just really killing it with the fashion for the most part. But the bottom half is just what really got me, just how big and ruffly and just drag it is. So I really like this.
Okay.
I definitely enjoy this garment. I definitely love a color combination of a black and red outfit. Because not only it reminds me of like checkers, but also reminds us of like Latina culture with its overuse of the like colors of black and red whenever it comes to like these garments. Even when they're trying to give off the stereotypical like novela villain look. This is very gorgeous. This is like as an amazing tribute to her grandma. I'm not sure who her grandmama was, but she definitely must have been beautiful. So that's all these amazing. She's a cookie for most of the season. That's a beautiful garment. And I, of course, love this train. I love a ruffly type train. I just wish it was like feathery-ish or like had like some tulle on it. But, I'm not Kunty, so yeah.
I love this dress. I think her grandmother was either a flamenco dancer of some sort or something because this is giving me very flamenco. And I love it. And even though I do see the puckering, I don't mind it. It's so small and nitpicky that it doesn't even matter because it's so good and she looks gorgeous. For the last 2 weeks, Cookie has been giving the fashion that we've been asking for, and that
3 weeks even when she had that like ocean look that Logan.
Oh yeah,
forget the ocean
for
look.
sure, the ocean look. Yeah, for 3 weeks now. Cookie has come through and it's like period. This fantastic. Loved it. Scores.
96.
Mm-hmm.
I give it an 84.
Mm-hmm.
96.
Mm-hmm. I'll just give it a 98.
90?
98.
Okay.
Right.
Miss Keiona.
Where is it? Where is
Yeah.
Cue the banner.
Cue the banner.
I'm only going to put it up for a second because I don't want to cover up Will, but y'all saw it. If you saw it.
I'm gonna say,
If you saw it, you did.
Yeah, no, you know. But Miss
Josephine
not Miss Jasmine. I'm thinking of two different things because Jasmine Guy did a tribute to Josephine Baker.
Yes, I know what look you're thinking about,
Yep.
so I got it. I'm
You
with
get
you.
it. It's there.
I understand.
It's in my head. But Josephine Baker, Keiona, Okay, I'll stop now. Go.
We have seen a good number of Josephine Baker tributes on Drag Race across the
Right.
franchises. I'm going to be honest, this is my favorite one. And I love some Josephine Baker.
Ugh.
Absolutely love. And every time she's been referenced on Drag Race, it's been incredible. And that's all I have to say. David?
Yeah, so I'm not super familiar with Josephine Baker. I did Google her, so I see that she has like what we now know to be kind of that showgirl aesthetic. So we've seen a lot of showgirl looks this year, and I do like this. I don't think I like it as much as a lot of the other ones I've seen.
It's not showgirl.
I know, but that's what it's giving me. I get it, but that's kind of the equivalent, the modern day equivalent.
I see, because maybe it's just because I know Josephine Baker. It's not.
It's more like
show
flapper, like
yeah, more like dancer, like not showgirl, like Vegas showgirls, but like those flapper, those burlesque-ish
right
kind of girls.
Some of you will probably say carnival.
But yes, like more carnival type
right
performance, not showgirl-ish. But yeah, I get
fair.
what you're saying. But yeah,
Even so, like similar looks, whether it's showgirl or in that family, I have liked them a little bit better than this. This is still very good. I liked it actually better when she took off the skirt, because the skirt was just such a like straight shot down. It gave her basically no waist, and she does have a waist, so I don't know how it took that away from her. But overall, I think she looks very good, especially the top half. I love that, and her face looks great, and her delivery was great.
I don't care if it covers me up. Put that banner up for like 3 seconds at least.
Bye.
Okay, there we go.
I can just do
there we go.
that.
There we go.
that works
Great.
too.
Period. Josephine Baker has plenty of amazing looks. Josephine Baker has just okay.
Okay, I'm taking the banner down.
Okay.
We're all getting distracted by the banner.
Use your words, don't eat them. Kansas. Josephine Baker is a freestyle icon, an amazing French dancer, a bicon within her own right. Because and women from my research I've shown. I didn't mind the look with this skirt on as well. Like I loved every single element of the look. I love this like carnival type look. I guess even if David was thinking it was showgirl.
It's the same.
I'm still into feathers right now.
We see you wanted feathers on cookies, so
I'm just the person right now. It's amazing on her skin, of course. Out of like all the Josephine Baker looks I've seen personally from the show since I first started watching this franchise, this has to be one of my personal favorites. Next to number one from like another franchise. But it's cute. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a great look. I understood why the skirt was just like a straight skirt, because she was going to take it off. Because it was too cinched in, maybe a little harder to take off. It's easier to take it off without. But I like the whole look. When she came around the corner, I was like, yes, queen, yes, mama, do that. Face card never declines, ever. She just looks sensational. I loved it. Scores.
98.
I'll give this an 80.
Oh, Lord.
Oof, yes. It is definitely full for me. Miss Moon. This was my favorite thing Moon wore on this runway. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm not gonna have to say nothing else once it's my turn, because Moon did what needed to be done. This was the best thing she did on this runway this whole time period. I mean, this round. Ugh, gorgeous. Gina.
I think this is my favorite thing she wore on the runway, period. It's so good.
So good. And the way she performed it, like, oh. What?
Moon. Ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, Moon. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I really like this a lot. As you all may have heard, like I talk about where my cup is full, like standard is, and it's a look that Shea Coulee made in a ball where they had to do like village people looks, and she had a construction worker look, and she patched all of these different garments together to make this long train. And this train was giving me that kind of vibe. So I really think this kind of train is one of my favorite things to see on Drag Race. And she really delivered it well. Yeah, if you take away the train, it's a little bit of a simple look, but I still like it, and it works for her, and it works for her story about who she's inspired by. I really like her bringing up her culture. I think it's so important to have somebody like Moon on this show. So great job, Moon.
Is this bitch recorded? My audio's fine, but my visual's not. However, this is amazing mood to her inspiration was, of course, there were Romani women in her life. I'm glad that we're seeing more like Romani culture being brought into the show because, like Watta says on her Twitter, Romani people are very forgotten when it comes to culture. Hello?
Go ahead.
You're fine.
My audio's fine, right?
Yes, just keep talking. You're good.
It's good enough.
Like Kota, Romani people are usually forgotten when it comes to like people bringing up different minorities and cultures and backgrounds. So I'm glad Moon brought out this amazing look. Hey, there we go. We're good again. Yay. The Ghost of Beach got me so. This is one of my favorite looks that Moon has brought out on this runway. And yeah, I'm happy for her. Love it out.
Scores, because I just said what I had to say.
Duh.
For sure.
Duh.
I gave her an 82.
Will?
Oh, duh.
For sure. It's definitely overflowing. Definitely over. One of the best things she has. Oh, so good. I love the 2-part train, like the train on her arms and then on the can't. All right. We will move to Punani.
I'm going to start with the positives. I think this is a lovely tribute to her grandmother. It's ugly. It's ugly. There's really, honestly, for me, there's no other way to say it. It's ugly. Does she look good? Actually, yes. I would say I think she looks fine. But it's ugly. I'm sorry. It's ugly.
Okay.
Well, I don't think it's ugly. I think it's cute. The problem is it's my least favorite for this category among the 6 girls. And part of that is just that I don't fully understand it. Like maybe if we had some sort of point of reference here, but like I don't get the green sleeves just kind of hanging, and whatever's behind her, like those kind of cylinder things with the green. I didn't understand it, but I thought it looked okay. Yeah, it's not bad for me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I think it's not as cute. I think I'm more like in the middle between you and Logan. I find it not hideous, but it's not cute either. It's kind of like, for my sister, in honor of my sister, the colors are hideous together because my sister's a Delta and pink and green are AKA, and she's
It
like,
kinda reminds me of,
absolutely
like,
not.
watermelon.
It's everything with Greek colors. It has nothing to do with personally.
I
Okay.
understand that.
Yes, my sister's a Delta, so she would not appreciate anybody wearing pink and green together. Sorry,
That
AKA.
makes a lot of sense, at least for the little bit I know about deltas.
Yeah.
Knowing the little
Just
bit I know about your sister.
It reminds me of like watermelon candies. It like starts green and then you open it and then it's pink inside.
Yeah. That was a shout out to you, Nene. Nisha, period.
Yes, come on, Nisha.
But yeah, it's just, I mean, I get her grandmother was a pageant girl, so the sash and the crown, got it. But it's just like maybe old school pageants wore those simple type dresses, but it's okay. It's all right. It's just all right. Scores.
38.
Ooh. Oh goodness.
I really
I
don't
gave
like
it
this.
I gave it a 69.
Nice.
I will give it a 50.
Party.
Yeah. In the middle of that.
Yeah, that's like pretty close to the middle there.
Yeah, very much the middle.
You're siding slightly with Logan.
Miss. And this is where
No, it covers David, but the banner exists.
This is where I was like, now everybody is I mean, this is where the comparison comes in, because this is actually what it is. This is Grace Jones. This is Mami Watta. This is beautiful. And then when she turned around and had her cigarette butt on fire, I was like, you better smoke that runway, Mami Watta. Smoke the runway. Gorge. I mean, it's a pantsuit. Sure, it's a simple pantsuit, but it's worn the right way, and it's brought and accessorized the right. And the wig hair is wig herring. It is so. She looks good in this one. This is one of my favorite things Mami Watta has worn on the runway. Period.
I'm going to continue to talk about it as we go through the rest of the looks in this ball, but like, this is the Mami Watta I was kind of expecting to see, and I'm happy we're finally seeing it. I was very thrilled with her this entire challenge. We'll talk about it a little bit more later. But no, I adore this. She did what needed to be done.
Yeah, this is very good. I really like how extreme she went with the hair. And then it took me my second viewing to realize those were cigarettes. Yeah, because I saw that and I was like, oh, I thought it was like some sort of weird fringe around it, but I did not realize, oh, those are actual cigarettes around her butt, cigarette butt. So like, I really like the concept. I really like the wig. Like, I think it's a great homage to Grace Jones. Do I wish she had dragged up the outfit a bit more, made it a little bit bigger and extreme? Sure, but it still looks really good to me. So it's hard to even nitpick that.
Scores. Ugh.
Well, Lana, you started, to be fair.
Oh, I didn't I?
Maybe.
Maybe, sure. Overflowing, because this is perfection, and Grace Jones' perfection and beautiness. I love it.
Duh.
Okay. For me, it's an 83.
83. Got it. Okay. Cool. That's it. Let's go into the next category.
Yes.
It's futuristic chic. Oh, well, we'll talk about it afterwards, because Logan didn't add it to the thing, because we talked about it earlier. But usually we get
you did her a favor, Logan.
But it's okay.
You were being nice to
Nikki today.
Sure was.
Yeah, because you did not put the picture of her.
Sure was.
Baby, because Nikki did not eat at all this week. I'm sorry. That was the...
Oh, I'll just give my quick thoughts here. Kitty Smile, congratulations. You're the winner of this week's Maxi Challenge.
Period.
That's all I really have to say. Oh, Mr. Louboutin.
Yes.
Great to see you.
Great to see you, Mr. Louboutin. I wish I could afford your shoes, but I can't.
Same.
But we talked about it earlier in the podcast, and was like, because I had mentioned that I prefer sometimes Nikki out of drag than I do Nikki in drag.
This
was one of those weeks. I was like, absolutely not. So Yep.
I think Nikki did one of those challenges where you have 15 seconds to get into
Oh,
quick drag without a mirror.
oh,
Not this.
not the quick drag without the mirror.
Not this.
We need some quick scores from
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's do quick scores.
Let's keep it quick.
Overflowing. The Great Show's reference is beautiful. That's gonna be like a 70-ish for me, I guess, because the only good part of this I remember was Nikki finally going, France!
Mhm.
With her little
Oh, we
cabaret.
got that. We got that.
We got that one. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Let's go into futuristic chic. Sara Forever.
Mushroom Lady! Mushroom Lady!
Shit, let me get my fan.
The effect
Mushroom
won't,
Lady!
I was about to say the effect won't be really as much because it's still dark, light outside, but
Okay, I'm gonna start with the things that I enjoy about this look, which aren't that many, so don't worry. I really like the way that the lapel is designed here, the green lapel. I think that looks cool, and I like the way that the sleeves are constructed.
okay.
And her face looked good the little bit that we saw of it. David?
Yeah, so the outfit itself, I actually don't hate. Like, I think it's a decent look. The problem is it doesn't give me future. Like, this would be the epitome of like present, personally. And I got what she was going. She wanted to like represent for the France Communist Party with the hat, but I don't know. It was just very distracting in a pretty negative way. It hit her face. It made her hold her head kind of uncomfortably. I'll just go ahead and say this is my least favorite of the brought looks. It didn't work for me.
This is not my favorite look of the night. This is not my favorite look from Sarah this episode. It's barely giving future. I guess the headpiece is supposed to give future, but it just looks something straight out of like the Gypsy Sport Spring Summer Fashion Collection of 2019. When they had to do all the plants and denim and stuff, it's kind of giving that in a sense. It's just not my favorite look of the night. And this is no shade to Sara Forever because she's been doing wonderful side eye. But, you know, she's done great. She's done well on Runway as well. She's a June of all trades for the most part. And it's just not my favorite look of the night. And that's okay. Some of us have our flop moments on the Runway. Well, not flop, but like not our best.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I thought, but as far as the outfit is concerned, it's not a bad outfit. I like the way the pants suit looks. I appreciate the details of the chains and all of that. It's just like, but what's futuristic about it? You didn't hit the assignment. Like you turned something in, but it was not this assignment. You gave a different assignment that we already either asked for already and graded and already handed back, and now you're coming in late with this assignment that we did not ask for. It's just not giving what needed to be gave at this point. So that's me. Scores.
60.
I gave this a 64.
Because it doesn't fit the category. This is the first time I'm gonna do this all season, and I haven't done it in forever. I'm putting the more fifth on this one.
Ooh. You haven't done it in Sara Forever.
No.
I'm not gonna plead because the look itself is not bad. It just doesn't fit the assignment. So for that, I'm gonna have to give it a 45. All right. Cookie Kunty. This mama hit every. She hit the assignment. This looks futuristic. The hair, it's gorgeous, like insane, crazy. The outfit, I even don't mind the leggings with the usually I'm like, I don't like to cut off at the ankles like that, but I don't even mind that. I feel like this is a look that I could see some drag queen wearing in the future, being very futuristic about itself. And if it'd probably have robots and all kind of lasers and things on it, and it's surprising us. But this is gorge. I'm not mad at this at all. You go, Cookie Kunty. You go.
Yes. Yes. David. That's all that needs to be said.
For real, for sure.
Well, I'm gonna say if Cam Hugh had the distinct privilege of having her iconic, beautiful pink wig end up on the wig wall after season 1, I think this deserves a spot right next to it, because this wig is unlike anything I've ever seen.
It's so dang good.
Period. This is future.
Yep.
So she really did what she needed, or did what needed to be done, especially when it came to the wig. Now, the rest of the outfit, I do like a lot. It's a little bit on the nose for what we think of the future, but it still works overall. But really, that wig is the highlight for me. She looks great, though.
How much do you want to bet, y'all, that this is Bunny Bee Fly? I don't know that to be sure, but like, she does a lot of stuff like this.
I'm trying to see if the wig is Jean Baptiste. I'm trying to see if the wig is Jean Baptiste and things, because Jean Baptiste of these wigs.
What is your thoughts, Will?
I enjoy it. This is her wig glow up. I shopped the wig back in episode 2. Wig is a full serve for me. It's better end up on the wig wall season 3. Come on now.
Come on now.
Wig. Whereas the outfit, it looks like she's about to step off of Chromatica.
Yes, I can see this in Chromatica too.
I see this like Chromatica. I would say the Renaissance, but I don't know. It needs a little bit more glitter on it.
I mean, Beyonce got some Renaissance outfits that look like this, so it could be
It
could be the Renaissance aura as well.
It's giving very much you are the visuals, but not really.
Pretty much.
But she looks gorgeous. I don't mind the cut off, from head to toe to the shoes. Live.
Here for it. My cup is full.
Full.
I gave her an 85.
Overflowing.
Period. Miss Keiona.
That hair wig.
That
hair wig.
That long a ponytail that never even came all the way out.
We literally never saw the end of the ponytail, and that is my favorite thing about this look.
How many inches is that? And how
I know how long it is. She put it on Twitter.
What did she say?
Oh, yes. Guess how many feet it is.
I will say 6 feet.
40
6 feet.
22.
I don't know how long. Well,
6 feet. 6 feet is like.
No.
We've all made our guesses.
No, we didn't. Shut up. I'm changing. Shut it. Because I think about it. I would say it's 50 feet.
Ooh. So actually, Lana came in closest. It's 46 feet. And she said it took her a week to make. She did it herself.
Sure. Oh, she did herself. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm just like wondering. I'm just picturing her getting bundles and bundles and bundles of hair and just sitting at home, just braiding, taking a break, grabbing something to eat, getting some snacks, going to sleep, waking up, braiding, doing her work, doing her daily life, coming back, braiding. And like, how it took her a week to do 46 feet.
I'm like, how many packs of hair does the House of
Right?
Because we've seen the House of, because Logan, if you remember.
Oh, I can't. That picture is stunning. I can't. Oh,
I was about to say, Logan, if you remember, the fairy tale ball with Leslie Jones. Do you remember how long like Gigi Verdon's like hair was to the point where it was used as jump
Yes.
ropes?
Yes, I had to think about that for a second, but yes.
oh. That's so. This is such a good and a minimal look. Like it's not a whole lot to this look besides the sleeves with the hole and the hair. But my God, it looks so good. Like it could be futuristic. It could be definitely considered futuristic. But it's like sometimes the future don't have to be so much. Like you don't have to have the laser beams shooting off you and the robotic arms and all. It can be so simple, almost vintage, because just like everything in the everything that happening now in fashion, everything from the past is becoming the thing of today and becoming the thing of the future. So I kind of fell in love with this look when she walked out, and now knowing that it was 46 feet of hair and she did it herself. And that picture you just showed me, I'm loving it even more. To our audio listeners, go check out the picture on Twitter and probably on her Instagram because it's stunning. Logan. Uh, yeah. Hmm.
Ah! David, go ahead. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say.
So I will just quickly get this out of the way. Like Lana said, yeah, the outfit itself is a little bit simple. I still like it. It's still cool. It gives me something that I haven't quite seen, but really the wig is the moment of the entire episode for me. Um, when I hear future as a category, I want to see something I do not see now. I don't see wigs that long. And just what I kept expecting it to end, and it never did. It never, ever did we see that end of that wig. So for that, this is my favorite look of the night. And you all might be thinking, why is David being so grumpy and giving low score? This is why, because I gotta have the standard be quite a bit higher because I like this so much more than a lot of the other looks. So that's
No
all.
one said that, but okay.
Oh,
No, I'm talking about viewers who are thinking that,
viewers.
not you all. You all know my scoring system.
Hmm.
There's one too many scoring systems in the cup. You got the Brooke Hogan scoring system. You got the David Healy scoring system. Then you just have Ashley Keenan giving you like random parts of like her cup or whatever.
I love her.
I love her.
I love her down. I already said my words about this. It's an amazing look. Dress, it may be simple, but it's giving me very much Hole on the Wall on Cartoon Network.
Oh my god. No, I'm not gonna be able to unsee it now. Can we just give our scores and move on? Because I'm mad now that I have to
Let's
think
go with
about
Corey.
that.
I don't
Duh.
care if it is hole on the wall. I want to be on this hole in the wall like all of my life. So overflowing.
Oh.
Logan?
David. Oh, he said duh.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. For me, it's a 94.
Hmm.
Mm.
Go.
Ooh.
What did you say? Say it again.
To go along with Lana and Logan. Duh.
Period. Period. We have. Is that Punani? Yes.
That's
Is
Oh, that's
Moon.
This is
Moon.
Moon.
Oh,
This is Moon.
wow. Okay. See, Moon is a comedian because I thought that was Punani right there. I'm like, oh, I don't remember. But yes, this is Moon. You all can go.
It's fine.
Mhm.
I don't love it nearly as much as most of the things on this runway.
Mm.
Is what I'm gonna say. I think she looks gorgeous. I think I understand the reference she was going for, but it's not all that futuristic for me, but yet in a weird way it still is. And like, I don't know. She looks great.
Mm.
Yeah, that's I love Moon. That's
Mhm.
all.
Yeah, I agree. It's not the most futuristic thing of the night, but I still really like what she did here. Like the patchwork done here is like incredible. Like whoever actually made this for her, great job. And then you almost get like a brain illusion with that pink wig and then the things she has over it. It almost gives the effect of it being a brain on top. This was Frankenstein inspired, and I got it. It worked for me. It's not my favorite of the night, but I still really like it, and I love Moon. So
Um, at first, when I first saw the guest, I was like, did he wear this out of Nicki's closet? Because it almost gives a very Nicki Dogcore in a sense. But my brain was probably going through my functions that day when I was thinking about it. This is not that bad. I I'm rarely getting a little bit of futuristic in it. But aside from like the head up, of course, like it's kind of giving brain in a sense, as I think David said it.
Mhm.
All right, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just not the best. It's still a good. It's a cute dress. It's a cute garment still.
I think Moon heard the assignment, had an idea what the assignment was going to be, turned in the assignment, and only gave it like half of her energy. She was one of those people like, I know what the assignment is. I'm gonna do it because I want my grade, but I'm not gonna take too much time to do it. Like that's how I felt about the assignment. She didn't quite hit the assignment, but she didn't quite miss it either. Like she kind of stepped over it with one foot, but then the other foot was like, whatever, I don't care. I'm just gonna turn it in. I just want to turn it in. I just want to get my grade, whatever it is. And so it's not horrible. It's just not it. So that's it. Scores.
75.
I gave it a 77.
80.
69.
Nice.
Nice.
This is Punani.
Yes.
And this is boring.
But then she opened it
Yeah.
Yes.
and it was no longer boring.
Yes.
Because, yeah, we needed the other picture to see what her futuristic actually look was. It was a reveal, and it was like, regular suit jacket. That's what you think it's going to be. And then she said, zip, and they opened it up, and it was like a whole panel of circuit
Insides.
stuff
Yeah.
and insides, and it was like, okay, Miss Punani, I see you. I see you. I wasn't mad at this look at all. She kind of ate. Like she kind of ate with that when she opened it up. I was like, all right, okay. I liked it.
Yeah,
Logan?
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, it's
Oh, you were delayed.
it's
You're
good.
fine now, I think.
Oh, it's you, David.
Oh, it's me.
Oh,
Ooh, okay now.
Oops.
Okay.
You're good now. You're good now.
I'm just watching the Runaway video again.
It's okay, Logan. You're fine.
I said my piece. It was good.
Did you? I didn't hear you. Didn't
I sure
finish.
did.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully I'm not delayed anymore.
No, you're fine.
Okay, good. So yeah, I agree with Lana on this. I thought it started out like when she came out, I was like, oh, this is on the simple side. But then she had the gag and it worked for me. And I also really liked her delivery, how robotic she was, even like running into the side of the wall when she was trying to exit the stage.
So good.
But yeah, I thought this was good. And then of course I can't believe nobody's mentioned yet the QR code on her earring.
An earring. Yes.
Did anybody actually take a
No.
picture or do it?
My friend
I
did.
did. So did my friend. So
The filter is everything.
yeah, it's a filter on Instagram. It takes you to her Instagram and like loads a filter. So it was pretty cool. You should try it out, Lana. So I thought that was really smart. Like props to her for that, for sure.
It is simple. However, once I saw, of course, once until we got to like, she opened it up and had that like octopus titties type of moment. I don't know what was inside the bra. I totally forgot for a split second. But it felt very futuristic. And then of course with the QR code earrings, I think that's very creative. Like I think that's something creative, and I think a lot of other artists are gonna use now, especially like, hey, imagine like me having an earring on and it has a QR code to the Cups link tree or something, or like a or like the QR code scans and it's like my tip things like Venmo, Cash App, da 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 da. So you tip me after my performance, like hello.
Mhm.
Yeah, scores. Period. I thought it was fabulous. I would say a 93.
82.
82. I gave it a 79.
This is getting a 90 for me.
Ah, Mami Watta.
Full.
Where's my banner? She did that.
We right out
She,
the
her, she, her. Maybe they, them. He, him. Pronouns.
No, he hims.
No, he, hims. Pronouns.
I can
They
dig
did
it,
that.
you can dig it, she can dig it, and we could definitely all dig it.
Well, I think
Yeah.
Will and Logan has said their piece.
I was going to say, that's all I had to say.
Okay.
This kind of gave me like something Queen Amidala would wear in Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I know
Star
that
Wars,
reference.
yes, Star Wars is very futuristic.
Yay.
So I really like this. The only thing that I didn't love was like the texture of the part in the front, but that's a small nitpick. Other than that, like everything was really great, and I love the white lipstick on her. Yeah, she did great.
Y'all remember when she first walked into the runway, into the workroom with that white bikini on and those white furry boots and those white furry earmuffs? And I said, this woman should wear white all the time because it just looks stunning on her. I am so glad she put back on an all white fit so we can be reminded how stunning she looks in all white. Like that little bit of peekaboo, here's my face, peekaboo, here's my hands. Like she could have put on like some white furry buff gloves or some white gloves on. I would have been like, ah. But she was like, here's a little bit of my hands, a little bit of my face. And that's all the skin you need because we're so used to seeing Mami Watta naked or in two pieces and showing off her amazing, stunning body. Don't mind because if I looked that good, I would be doing the same thing. I would never wear clothes. But she just looks so stunning in this. And again, it's so simple. It's not a whole lot to do with a whole lot of everything. But you can so see something like this in the future of seeing girls walking down the street in something like this in the wintertime somewhere. You know what I mean? It's just so dang good. She just reminded us why she looks amazing in white. I love it. Scores? Why am I hearing myself?
Yep, me too.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Full.
I gave this an 81.
Full, but let me get into it a little bit more. I am living for all of these white looks that Mami Watta has been wearing this entire season. Like white is definitely her. Like white, especially yellow, and a few other colors are definitely her color. But whenever she does like these like white gowns or like these like white color palette moments, this is amazing. Like the other thing I think of is her Night of a Thousand Dalitas when she did the Tico Tico look. Amazing, stunning, beautiful gowns. Yes, full.
Overflowing, for sure. Now, we'll go into Rene Dubois.
Prom queen.
High school proms. So it's a traumatic moment for some people, but such great moments for others. So here we go. And they had to make this themselves in the workroom, all of stuff from the teenage bedroom. So let's do that. Here is Punani.
No.
No, like this is Sara Forever. Oh my God, Lana, get it together. Live your life. Understand what's happening. Know where you're at. This is Sara Forever. I know that. Sara Forever. Period. There we go.
I think she did a very smart thing by grabbing the graphic fabric. I think that's probably what I would have done in this scenario. For some reason, though, the way that she's draped this in conjunction with like the solid blue and the yellow, there's just something about it that just doesn't come all the way together for me. I think it's fine, but it's not it's a garment made of materials on her body. Like that's kind of just how I feel about it. But I don't think she looks bad.
Vintage? No. Glamour? Probably. I thought this was Rose for a hot second, for no shade. Because I saw a ginger wig and I was like, Rose, you're back already? Is this a Sadie Amy type situation? Other than that, I think the garment is great. I just never would have expected a graphic gown at a prom. Unless you're like, let's say you're like the campy character of like the sitcom and this is what you're wearing to prom. Like I'm thinking Jennifer Stone and Wizards of the Waverly Place. I'm thinking maybe who had campy fashion back then in the 90s?
Everybody. So, the 90s.
So you would somebody like Sean Jackson wearing this to the prom on an episode of Moesha, or let's say Rory Gilmore on Gilmore Girls.
I would think more like the girl from AJ and Allie, like Austin and Allie.
Yeah.
The girl from Austin and Allie, who she says, who got a new job today. I think this is what she would wear to a dance.
Multiple jobs.
Yeah, I think this is something that she would wear to a dance. David, your turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually thought this was decent. I didn't really think anybody like bombed this challenge, but this was on the lower end for me. And I think what started to kind of like seem like a red flag for me was as soon as she walked out on the runway, she takes that loose piece of garment and she just like shakes it back and forth. And I felt like that was her way of kind of peacocking this outfit a bit and giving us a distraction because she knows otherwise it's a little bit on the simple side. So I wish she had been more confident in it and not done that because that kind of took away from the moment for me. But overall, I thought it was fine. Not bad.
Yeah, I think her colors go well together. She did a really good job of putting her colors together, making that yellow being a big focus with the blue when all of those colors are in that pattern and in that design. So I think that was a smart choice. And even with the wig, because it's red in the pattern also, I feel like it's okay. It's an okay look. She had some, I agree with you, David. She was a little lack of confidence, made her do other things that she really, really didn't need to do. She could have just stood on the garment alone because it's not a horrible garment. It's just not great. But I don't mind it as much. Of course.
70.
Okay.
I gave it a 68.
Well, you're muted.
You're muted.
Oop, I'm giving this a 70. My apologies.
You're fine. I will give this a 65.
Lovely.
We have Miss Cookie Kunty, and this is what she wore to prom, what she decided with the prom. Cookie Kunty was on point this entire ball. I am going to just put that out there. Even though I feel like her wig is a little flat. And we went from that amazing, spectacular, great wig to this little flat wig, but it's okay. It's okay. I just think she's amazing. This outfit she made out of a jean jacket and some other stuff and some other stuff. And I'm like, I ain't mad at all the stuff you used for this look. Cookie Kunty was Kunty this entire week, and I'm here for it. This entire ball, and I'm here for it. Period.
I love this. And I thought I was going to be the only person defending this look, but I love this look. She looks so good. She looks so good. I will agree with you. I think the one issue I have is the wig, but I don't even care that much. I honestly, I wish it was this style, just like with a little bit of lift, just a little bit. But yeah, she looks amazing.
Well, this is actually my least favorite of the maid looks. In fact, I think it's my least favorite look of the night, but still, I don't hate it. It's very like avant-garde. It just does not appeal to my specific preferences. I think I don't like the black with that like denim and pink together. I don't think it really works for me. And plus the like boxy shape of the part that sticks out, that didn't really work for me either. So I don't know. It's not for me, but I can recognize like that it's not bad. So.
It's not a bad garment. Obviously there's an acknowledgement of the flat wig. This isn't my favorite look of hers tonight, of course. I feel like it's a little bit of a downgrade, but again, it feels great. Her superlative will be like most likely to upcycle the entire building. This feels like an upcycled moment. I enjoy it. It's like a very beautiful garment. This is something that looks like a challenge straight out of Project Runway, I would say. I'm not sure which challenge, but it does seem something like it, either from that or making the cut. It's a beautiful garment to me, no matter what, to be honest. I don't mind this. And
Also,
like cookies have been going on me.
the clothes off your back challenge.
Yep.
David also.
I will say it also kind of reminded me of the design challenge in episode 1 of Down Under season 2, because I could see that black underneath, like the black like corset or whatever it is.
Black panties, don't wear them.
Yeah, all that. And so that kind of took me out of the illusion. And I think she said she did some hot gluing, and I was expecting better from her because she was supposed to be the one that's the designer here and that can sew. So I think I expected my expectations were not met.
I think this is a very well designed garment.
Mm. Well, I will start with the scores, and I will give it a 89.
I'm gonna give it an 86.
I gave it a 60.
I'm gonna give it 85.
All right. Miss Keiona, going to prom.
Okay. So I think Keiona looks good. I don't like the way that this look looks when she's stationary. But the movement of this garment while she was walking the runway is exceptional. I just think in the still and in the moments where she was still on the runway, you could see the imperfections in the garment. Like I can see here some of the hems are not hemmed properly. And I think that's just the neck. I think that's the neck and the arm, I think, is a little like, I still think she looks great. And I love the way that this fabric looks on her body. It just wasn't a perfect look for me, but I enjoy it.
Okay. Well, no, it wasn't perfect. I didn't think anybody was even close to perfect. But I will go ahead and say this was my favorite of the maid looks of the night. I was not expecting anybody to come out in a jumpsuit. So I think immediately when I saw her, I was like, whoa, okay. And I just thought it was very cutesy, and like it gave me kind of a prom vibe, even though it was a jumpsuit. It felt like it had some Asian inspirations in here, like a little bit Japanese. So I thought it was really adorable, and I thought she sold it very well. So good job, Keiona.
I kind of got like maybe 90s, 2000s reference, kind of like the mixtures of like McBling and retrofuturism. The garment is kind of giving me No Scrubs video, Janet Jackson tease. What am I thinking of? And then of course the pictures are like giving a little bit of Britney, a little bit of Emma Bunton, Baby Spice. It's a cute garment, to be honest. So this is like going back to the past. Her prom must have been like around the 2000s, I guess. So I don't know how old Keiona is, if I remember correctly, sadly. But
I think she's 31.
She's 31? Gag. But she looks amazing. I didn't mind some of the garments that were made tonight because again, you have to work because these are the materials that you have to work with. You may or may not expect the best results out of the set of materials that you're working with, but go with what you have to go with. This is a great look.
Okay, so I'm a fan of a jumpsuit. Is there imperfections? Yes. But I like the materials that she used, and she turned it into something that's pretty good. Like, I love the plushies on the shoulders. That was an interesting thing to take and have and be like, okay, I'm gonna make shoulder pads with these, or shoulder thingies with these plushie dolls, and it adds to the baby doll, the cutesy look that she was going for. It was like very much like, I wouldn't say high school prom, but maybe like a junior high homecoming dance, or junior high sock hop or something like that. You know what I mean? It was just like very middle schoolish, but very like, I'm fashionable in middle school. Like, I'm one of those, I'm that fashion girl in middle school, and this is the best I got because this is the most I can afford because I'm in middle school. But it's just cute, and I think she did well with making this jumpsuit, because she easily could have made this into a gown. It could have easily been a simple gown with whatever embellishment she wanted on it, but she decided to go for a jumpsuit because Keiona looks amazing in a jumpsuit because it shows off her long body. And so I feel like for that, I'll give her an applause. Is it high school prom? Probably not, but I don't hate it. Scores.
87.
For me, it's an 80.
95.
88. Here's Miss Moon.
I love this. I love the way she constructed this. I love how she used the color blocking and the striping and finding a bunch of materials in this color palette specifically. It's giving so like mod color field painting. Oh god, I love it.
I knew you would love this. I saw this and I was like, Logan is going to love this.
Obsessed with this, honestly. She looks
love
incredible.
A good color blocking.
I will say it's a tube dress with a little bit of stuff on it. That's going to be my one critique. But this tube dress with some stuff on it is cute.
Yeah, I would not have had her in the bottom two personally. I thought she looked good. Yeah, it's a little bit simple, but she really made it work. Visually, it looks good, and she made her makeup match it well. I like the back part of this too, which we can't see in this picture, but I thought it looked really good in the back. It's easy to forget that part, but yeah, she did well.
I didn't mind this look. It's very cute. It gives a little bit of banana in a sense, like those Chiquita bananas. And it's a cute garment. It definitely seems very prom. Like, I definitely hope Moon had a lot of. I know Moon was in her head a lot, but I definitely hope she felt like very joyous to be in her own skin and a beautiful garment that feels authentically Moon. You know, there's a lot of kids and lots of trans kids have issues with prom at times, and they feel like they can't feel like their true selves.
Yeah, I thought this was one of my second favorite look for Moon on the runway. I definitely thought it was. Is that me or is I can't? Okay, because I'm like I keep hearing myself. Yeah. I love the fact that it's a simple dress, simple tube dress. But when you make a simple garment look so exquisite, it's not such a simple dress because a maxi dress is a maxi dress, sure. But when you have a maxi dress with amazing patterns and it fits well and it looks good, it's not just a maxi dress. It's the person who wears the maxi dress that makes the dress. This is a simple tube dress, but she made it so beautifully and elegantly. It's yeah, Logan, change the thingy, please. Because
sorry.
No, I know you weren't looking up when Will disappeared. But yeah, it just there we go. It just looks good. I'm not the biggest fan of the wig, but I don't hate the wig. I'm just not a big fan of it. But I think she looks great. I agree. I don't believe she deserved to be at the bottom. I agree with the guest judge. She did not deserve to be on the bottom. Not for these three looks. I felt like two other people had slightly worse looks that should have been at the bottom.
I had a bottom two that did not include Moon.
Me
I bet we all agree.
I think we all had the same bottom two that did not include Moon. But
I mean, there's really, truthfully and honestly, only two options.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it when we get in like literally just a minute because we're almost there. But scores on this one.
It's a 91.
91's cute.
Okay. I gave it a 70.
70's cute. I'll give it an 89.
Party.
89's cute.
No. David?
No, I actually think this is good. It's good when you first see it. The more you look at it, there's things to pick apart about it.
I'm very happy you finished that sentence.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. Oh my God. I can't believe how right you are about that because I agree.
100% on the nose. Exactly how I thought about this because I watched it. She comes around the corner. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. Okay, work like 3-tier with like a little train. Cute. Oh, none of this goes together.
Yeah.
At all. I have to say though, making earrings out of a yoga mat, I'm going to give her major props for that because I would never have been able to tell. So for me, major props on that. Otherwise, not really.
Yeah, I'm going to be generous with her. I'll just go ahead and say that because I do like the overall theming of it because I really did get like an 80s kind of vibe from it. And I think the wig did a lot of the work on that. But yeah, I see potential here. Like, I feel like this is a good, rough first edit. And I would love to see her come back on an all-star season with the fully realized version of this because I think it could be really cool. But I do not think it was bad by any means.
Take away the train, I can almost deal with it. Take away the train, I can almost deal with it. It's just because you got so many distracting things with the 3 different tiers of 3 different materials and 3 different things and patterns, and then you add a train to it. I'm like, ooh, take away the train, and you would have been totally an 80s girl going to prom with the mini dress and the earrings, big earring. I just, yeah, take away the train for me. And then that's all she needs to do. And I'll be like, yes, mama, work. But it's okay. Scores.
There's ingenuity there, so I'm going to give it a 60.
Yeah, I'll give her a 67.
Yeah, I'm going to probably reach out in the middle in 64.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Mami Watta. And her denim dress. Her denim dress.
Dave, sorry to cover you for just the hottest of seconds. Just. It is a mini dress and a train, and I don't care. This is everything. And I'm pretty sure my scores are going to reflect it too. And some of y'all are probably going to be mad at me, and I'm going to take it. Mami Watta should have won this challenge. And I stand by that. And if my scores say otherwise, I still think Mami Watta should have won the challenge.
Fair. I will say this was my second favorite because I did like Keiona. This was my second favorite. You can tell that a lot of work went into this. Like, this is the one that feels the most intricate. So I really appreciate that from her. Yeah, the silhouette is a little bit standard, but I think she really made it work. Like I said, when we saw the patchwork type of thing that Moon had, like I really respect and appreciate patchwork looks when they can work, and this does work for me.
Yeah, I feel like I will say for this look, I think Mami Watta did not go to high school prom, but she went to high school homecoming. This was high school homecoming, and it was good. I love the patchwork. I think she looks amazing in it. It fit perfection. It fit her great. I love that she patchworks the shoes. It was just so good.
Shoes.
We didn't talk about the shoes, but she patchworked the shoes to go along with the dress. I felt like this was so good. This is definitely homecoming for me. This is I've seen girls when I was in high school in mini dresses looking just like this, going to homecoming, and then we meet up at the restaurant afterwards, and we taking pictures outside and our little doing our homegirl poses of just it was very much reminiscent of what I was seeing in high school. So props to Mami Watta. It was beautiful.
Honestly, I live for this garment so much. I love the patchwork. Does it look simple? Yes. But does it fit the category of prom? Yes. This is like maybe high school prom, but high school homecoming is giving.
That's what I'm thinking. High school homecoming. It's definitely homecoming.
It's giving at least high school function, at least.
I saw girls at my prom wearing a dress that looked just like this.
Okay. Maybe things have changed since our time.
Things have changed.
Because I've seen this more at homecoming than I would see at prom.
And that's completely fair, and I do understand that thought process for sure.
I love that she went with this hair. She looks absolutely gorgeous. That's always.
She looks stunning. She looks stunning. She looks like she is. You know what she looks like for me? This is our prom queen. This is what she wears to the football game before the prom, not prom. The football homecoming queen. This is our homecoming queen. This is what she wears at the football game before the homecoming dance, and when she's announced homecoming queen, her and the homecoming king getting out. This is what she's wearing, standing on the football field, looking amazing. And yeah, she's the homecoming queen to me. Period. I love it. Scores. I guess I'll start because this actually is very much full for me.
Duh.
For me, it's a 78.
I can agree with Lana and Logan. Duh, it's a full.
It's a full. It's good.
Because we need a couple more scores from.
I forgot. Let me put it back. Oh, shoot.
For Moon, I was gonna say a 75. Unless I blew my score already.
Oh, okay. We'll just give them.
And then Punani.
Punani's gonna get 65.
Okay, cool. So cool, great.
I do have some averages if we want to know.
Oh, you want to do that now? Sure.
I would love to.
I would love to know.
Okay, who wants to go first?
I want to see if mine is actually accurate.
Okay, so your lowest ranked person for the night with an average of 60 is Punani.
Yeah.
And then who do you think's your second lowest?
Sara.
Yeah, Sara has a 72.5.
Yeah.
And then there's a big gap. Everybody from 2 to 4, they're all pretty close. So at number 4, you had...
Moon.
Yes, Moon has an 89.25.
Yeah.
And who's your number 3?
3 to 1, it's Ginger, Keiona, Mami Watta.
Not Ginger. Cookie. Cookie. Yeah.
Cookie.
So you jumping on me again.
Yes.
I'm not the
Oh,
only
it's
one that makes mistakes.
You are correct. 3 is Cookie with a 92, Keiona with a 93, and then Mami with a perfect score of 100.
Yep.
Mm,
I stand
Who's
by that.
next? Who's next?
Give it to me. Give
Okay,
it to me.
Lana, who do you think was your lowest?
Punani.
Yes. Punani had a 67.75, but not much higher was...
Is Sara Forever.
Yes, Sara was a 68.75.
Then there was Moon.
And then Moon had an 86.75.
Then it was...
Then
I would say... Keiona.
there's actually a tie between second and third.
Keiona and Mami Watta. Oh, no, yeah. No, Cookie.
Yes,
so, we're on
it's
third.
Keiona and Cookie. They both have a 94 for you. And then once
Mami
again,
Watta.
with the perfect score is Mami Watta.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I think she should have won.
Okay, and then Will is a little bit different than you two.
Not a plead. That only give a plead. Hold on.
Yes, you did give that plead. So that brought Sara down to a 57.5. So she is in 6th place. And then it is Punani with a 72.5. Okay. And then 4th, can you guess?
Moon.
It's Moon. Moon has an 82.5. And then in 3rd place is Cookie.
3rd place will be Cookie.
Yes, Cookie has a 91.5. And then it was pretty close between the top 2 of Keiona and Mami Watta. But in 2nd place is Keiona with the 97.5. And once again, with a perfect score of 100 is Mami Watta. So all 3 of you gave Mami Watta 10s across the board.
As she deserved.
Yes, I thought she should have won, honestly.
If we was giving out double wins, I was definitely fine with Keiona, and I definitely would have been fine with Mami. So
yeah. My scores for everybody are a lot closer. Like everybody's within a 10-point range for me.
Wow, I'm so surprised by that knowledge you just gave us, David.
I know. But in last place for me, barely, is Punani with a 70.5. And then Sara Forever has a 70.75. So only by 0.25.
I love that.
Yes. And then in 3rd place, actually, since her prom look was my least favorite, and that's worth half of the value here, it's Cookie Kunty with a 72.25. And then in 3rd place is Moon with a 74.75. And 2nd for me is Mami Watta with 80. And then Keiona is number 1 with 83.5. So that's actually more than 10 points between them, but pretty close still.
Okay, good. Well, let's talk about the top 3 that they gave us, the judges. And yeah, it was a Cookie.
Oh, should we talk about the question that they were asked first?
Dum, bum, bum.
Who should go home?
Who should go home? And people were saying Sara. A lot of people said Sara. And it was Sara because Sara was... they said Sara because she is a threat, or Sara because she didn't do well this week. It was a mix of both. And Cookie was
Sara
like,
because she's my biggest competition. That's what Keiona said.
And and then Cookie said Keiona because she is her biggest competition. She's like, yeah. And I mean, I'm like, you know what? Every time this question gets asked, people sometimes just jump on the first name they hear, and it's
Right.
always because that's what everybody. It makes sense. Less blood on their hands. I think this one more. They were like, "Who is my competition? Who do I need to go home so I can win this prize?" And it was like Keiona. It was Sara. It was Sara.
We did have one moon from
And
Sara.
one moon from Sara. Sarah said moon, and
Sarah.
which honestly, all the names that everybody said was somebody who has done really well in this competition.
Mhm.
Not saying Mami Watta or Punani has not done.
Nani did win a challenge.
Not saying Mami Watta or Punani has not won a challenge. It's just or not doing well.
Mhm.
It's just those are the people who are doing extremely well. Sara has won 2 maxi challenges out the rip. Like she won 2, and then Keiona just won, and Sara and Moon has been doing really great. She's never been in the bottom up until this point. Never. She's always high or safe. Like she's never been in the bottom. So it's kind of like those are some really that's good competition. This wasn't the one that drove me crazy because sometimes, like I said, when they ask those questions, they're just doing it and they're just counting on because the first person said it,
Right.
and it is what it is. Now it was like, oh no, this is strictly game based, strictly because you are competition for me.
Mhm.
But yeah, those are the 3. I put them up there before. I put them up again, but those are the top 3. Cookie, Keiona, Mami Watta.
I'm
Anybody
not
else?
mad at it. I think they all had the biggest highs of the night. Even if Cookie was not my favorite of the night, I feel like she had some really strong highs, especially with her first 2 looks. For me, I know you all loved her 3rd look.
Mm-hmm.
This was my top 3,
Mm-hmm.
based on my
Yeah.
scores, and like
It was
based on
everybody's top 3, but mine.
it was literally everyone's top 3. I just the fact that
We can't hear you. Logan, get closer to your mic.
Oh yeah.
the fact that we got robbed of having both of our Black Queens win the same challenge this season, when quite frankly they deserved it, I was upset.
Yeah, but the winner, or should I say winners, this week was Keiona and Cookie.
Here's what I'm gonna say. In an ideal universe, all 3 of the top 3 would have gotten a win for this challenge. I'm thrilled that Cookie has a win now because I really think she has been amping up to a very, very successful place over the last couple of weeks. She really took those couple of times in the bottom and really bounced back in a major way. And I can absolutely justify her winning this challenge and also Keiona as well. I just wish Mami Watta had a win.
Mami Watta, this was her week. I felt it.
They're not going to give it to her otherwise, and it upsets me.
It's annoying. But we go from the top to the bottom, and our bottom 3 was Moon, Sara, and Punani.
We should probably talk about the untucked portion.
Well, we will when we get to that, but this is just the bottom 3 that they mentioned. We'll get to it because this is just who they said was the bottom 3, and then they'll say, we're going to talk about it. Y'all go drink and, do what you got to do. What do we think about this 3?
It was the correct bottom 3?
I think it's probably right. I think it was correct.
It was the correct bottom 3.
But yeah, we'll go into Untucked, and we get back and they're talking and they're like, we're happy for the ones at the top. The ones at the bottom are not very happy, of course, because they're like, I don't know. Sarah's a little like, I'm preparing myself to lip sync, I think, at this point. I don't know what else to say. And then Moon says, I can't do this anymore. And I was like, what? Hold on, what? And she was like, I can't. She's like, I don't I don't want to be here. Like, what? My heart in that moment broke. I was like, please, no, no, somebody talk her off the ledge. Somebody talk her off the ledge. And I want to see, I personally, selfishly, wanted to see Moon in action. I wanted to see what Moon can do on that lip sync stage and just eat the house down. I just felt like she would kill it, and I wanted to see Moon in action because we haven't been able to see Moon because, like I said, she ain't never been at the bottom before. She never had a reason to lip sync. She was never even close to a lip sync. We never even had to imagine Moon lip syncing for her life because she was just always that good. But this was the one time, and I was like, no, 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 come back, come back. Somebody talk to her. Just talk, and she'll be okay. But then she said the magic words, and I was like, she said, my mental health is not holding up very well in this competition, and I can't do it. And I was like, mental health is very, very important and is very, very a very great reason for somebody to bow out because that is your most important part of your life for me. I feel like if your mental health is not good, nothing is going to be good for you. And when she said that, I was like, I can do nothing but respect her decision if it's weighing that heavy on her heart. So my selfish nature has to take a back seat and say, it's not about your entertainment now, Lana. It's about her health. And I was like, okay, let her go. Let her be at peace because that's all we want for people is to just be at peace with their life.
Mm-hmm. As probably the resident Moon stan of the panel, like being honest, Moon has been my favorite this season, and it's not necessarily because she's the best every week. It's just that she really captured my heart, and so I care about this one so deeply, and I completely understood her reasoning. Like I said last week, I was a bit concerned about the dysphoria that might come up from her playing that male character, not just a male character, but a pretty like vile person in itself. And we had been hoping we would see some sun looks from Moon, and I'm thinking now that those sun looks that we found on Instagram were before she officially began her transition because that was still pretty new for her. It had been less than a year that she had been on hormones. So I completely understand where she's coming from, and I respect that she's doing what's best for herself because it's so easy to ignore the warning signs, and put yourself in a position that could be harmful for you in some way. And knowing that she's had a history of prevailing thoughts that have been extremely intrusive and have almost led her down a permanently dangerous path. Um, I'm glad that she's listening to her instincts and that she removed herself from the situation. Even though, like, I would love to see her. I was dying to see her in the end, and I wanted to see what she would do in a lip sync. But ultimately, I completely believe that what she's saying is true. And I don't know if anybody out there has said, oh, this was her wanting to leave because she was going to be in the bottom two. If anybody's saying that, please go F yourself, because you do not know what's going on in her head. So we have no choice but to believe her. And I think she's really given us no reason to doubt a single word she says.
Agreed. So, yeah. I love Moon.
I love Moon. I love Moon. I'm such a fan. And she decided to sadly remove herself from the competition. And I get it. I understand it. I mean, it says eliminated, but she really just moved on and decided for herself that she was
She
not going to.
mooned.
She
Mhm.
moved. She moved on. She
Mooned
loved.
on.
Oh, Mr. Moon, Moon, bright and shining Moon. Ugh, love
We
Moon.
love Moon.
We love Moon
But
so much. But
I want to talk about this 5-way lip sync where all these girls took their opportunity to shine on the runway. Because they said, oh, we're going to do a cute little lip sync. No, baby, we're going to turn it out.
and I love that they did it in celebration of Moon. It
Mhm.
was like, this is just us to celebrate Moon. Not that Moon was going to go home, because we don't know that. And nobody knows that. But this is to celebrate Moon and how well. And when I tell you those 5 queens ate it up on that stage, I was like, period. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I was nervous. I was like, wait, there's too many people on that stage. Like, how they go shine, how they go do their things, go too many folks. But they did it. They ate it. And I loved it. It was fun. And they didn't have nothing to lose. So they just had fun with it. And they just
Right.
let loose. So it was so good. It was so good.
Yep.
And I will say this. I know Sara Forever is kind of like shaking and shimmying, like, whew, thank God. Hate it for Moon. Hate it for Moon. But like, at least I don't have to lip sync for my life. I don't have to be the one to send Moon home if I won. Weight lifted off, and I hope she takes this opportunity. I fear for the other girls in this moment, because a performer like Sara Forever get put to the fire. When they back is against the wall, they come back fighting stronger than ever. So I have a feeling Sara Forever is going to come back stronger than before, and she was already strong. That's what me thinks.
Did you say earlier, Lana, that they...
Yes, they did. They truly let loose. Lucy let loose.
They let loose.
Period. We are friends. We're friends. But they let
Um,
loose, and they had a good time, and it was fun, and I loved it for them.
Now, if y'all had to pick a winner of this 5-way lip sync...
Oh God, no! I didn't pay that much attention like that because I was enjoying the moment.
Oh, I have an answer.
Okay.
I don't.
It's Keiona. I mean, shocker.
I
It
would
was
have to
too
watch
hard
it
for me
again.
to pay attention to.
Oh, I played it
intensity.
back 3 times back to
Mm.
back because I was like, I'm just living for every single bit of everything that's happening here.
I will have to watch it again, but ask me next week. I'm gonna watch it a couple of more
All
times,
right.
and then ask me next week who I think would have won the 5-way, because I have to watch it again.
Yeah, I do want to say I appreciated how they made this more of a celebration of Moon. Everybody gave her a standing ovation as she was leaving, because if I'm being honest, I feel like most times people have quit a version of Drag Race. I feel like there's this undertone like, oh, that's kind of a slap in our face that you would do that. And like, people have not been invited back to the reunions or finales after doing that. So I'm glad that they treated this a little bit different. So I'm going to give major props to Nikki, since I did not give her props for her look this week.
I mean, I will save my props for, well, not for Nikki. Nikki gets the props because she handled it well. I'll save my props for the production for the finale and the reunion. If Moon is not at this reunion or at this finale, then I will not be giving props. But if she is there, I will give props, because somebody leaving for mental health reasons shouldn't be punished for that and say you can't be a part of the show. Now, if they quit just to quit because they got mad at somebody, or they quit because they didn't like how something was going and it wasn't fair, that's on you. But I feel like somebody saying, for my mental health, for me personally, because I'm spiraling, I can feel myself spiraling, and I don't want to go down that spiral any longer, I'm going to go. So I'll say my props for production.
Fair.
For at the end. But for Nikki, before, the way Nikki handled this,
Yes.
and she was very kind. The panel was very kind. They gave her a standing ovation. They understood. And Nikki was like, I respect your decision. I understand. So, but I don't know. So Nikki gets all the props for that, not her look.
Nope.
Sorry, Nikki. Love you to pieces. Love you down. But that look was horrible. It was not iconic at all. But Logan, do we have draft updates?
I do.
Ooh.
I just did it.
Cool. Well, then it's about that time.
Well, this is just the week of people officially being out of the draft. I am officially out of the draft for Drag Race Mexico, and David is now officially the first person out of the Drag Race France draft, ending with a better score than I had. So that's good for you. David is ending with 5 points.
Good for you.
I should have taken Keiona. I was too generous in that draft.
Yeah, you should have, and you
You
would have been
should have.
fine.
I don't know what you were thinking. I'm like, what?
Oh, she was taken first by me in my other draft that I did. So
Okay.
at least I'm killing in that one.
So I'm going to hold on to my third place very strongly. 17 points. It is a battle for first place now. Eve is still in second place with 38 points, but Lana, you only have 39 points.
Oh, Eve and David, get off of my tail in Mexico and France. Leave me alone.
Leave Lana alone.
Leave me alone. I just want to stay at the top and
She just wants to win.
Well, what's interesting is they both have Keiona, so no matter what, those points will go up or down.
It's just
that's Keiona.
It's just who's doing better, Sarah or Cookie. That's literally what it is.
Yeah, and sometimes it's Sarah, and then sometimes this week was Cookie.
Eve caught up this week because Cookie
was amazing.
Both of the winners. So.
Yeah, so crazy, so sick, so sick. But I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it.
And then next week we're performing one of Nikki's songs, but there's something happening.
Ooh, I don't know who's this. What is going on? We leave with I can't do this anymore. This is dramatic.
Y'all are gonna want to watch next week's episode. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all now. Y'all are gonna want to watch.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Obviously, we will be. So,
y'all, we appreciate y'all so much. We appreciate y'all in the comments. We appreciate everything y'all tell us. If you agree with us or disagree with us, we appreciate it. So keep that up. Keep telling us how you feel about us in the show and our thoughts in the comments, because I'm sure y'all don't like all the things we say and disagree with some of the things. We could take it. We're big girls and boys who can deal with your disagreements. But follow us and hit all the buttons on the YouTube thing, the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Definitely subscribe. And if you're a fan of us here on the Cup Pod channel, jump over to the Cup TV channel and follow us and subscribe over there too, because we have some really great content. If you're into Big Brother, it's Big Brother season, and that's pretty much what's going to be taking over the Cup TV this part of the year until Survivor starts, and then the Amazing Race also starts. So we got a lot coming up.
On the same day.
So we got a lot coming up. So get ready to join us over there. Go over there. We really want you to subscribe over there, because we got all of you over here. So we want you over there too. Also, follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, or X if you're falling into that brand.
No.
We have lots of stuff on there because, as Logan says, we're some funny bitches. So follow us over there and see all of our stuff. And if you just want to follow myself, David and Logan, and Will, because Will was here too. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do that. Our stuff is down there. And of course, you gotta get your cup merch. Get your cup merch at Lana G's Creation. Look at all of us having one. And Will showed his too. We all have check us at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com to get your cup mug and all your cup merch. And yeah, that's it, you all. We appreciate you watching. And bye. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Yep, I'm hitting it. I hit it. It's coming. There it is.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.